I just finished recording this vlog and I had to turn the camera back on. So before you watch the vlog, just try not to get mad at me, okay? That's all I'm saying. I wanted to tell you that I'm just going through my database of email addresses, and these are real estate agents that are opting into my content. 95% of the emails in here are not branded. Hey Bob, roll the intro. You know, it's like, what time is it? 4:23. I have not turned on the camera yet because all day I'm thinking, well, I haven't done anything interesting. What am I gonna share? This is supposed to be a vlog. And, you know, my mind goes to, but if I don't make it interesting, nobody's really gonna care. And all day today, I've been working on branding. And then it dawned on me, maybe I should just share with you what I'm working on today in terms of branding. Are you hearing that noise? Oh, I see what's going on. Are you playing with your toy? So, as I was saying, he's still playing back there with it. Where were we? That cat is hilarious. He's still playing with it. Let me close this door. Right, branding, let's get to it. So there are a couple of different types of branding you can do. Visual branding, what your brand looks like, and then there is the message branding. Both have to be on point. In this video, I'm not gonna cover the messaging branding. I think that is extremely important. It really deserves a video and a topic on its own. Let's talk about visual branding. And this is something that I think the real estate industry it's like one of those sayings, you don't know what you don't know. When agents get into this business, they don't ever use branding. So for example, on business cards, and this is it's a personal pet peeve of mine, and this is something that makes an agent look completely unprofessional. And if I'm about to describe what you do, my apologies. I don't mean it in a bad way, but maybe you can learn from this and kind of change things as you move forward. So I don't mean any disrespect to anybody, but the real estate industry really hasn't been taught marketing or branding or anything of that nature. So the number one thing, and it's so easy to fix, is when your email on your business card or your website is a Gmail or a Yahoo or Hotmail. If you're using Hotmail, don't. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? So here you are saying you are a professional and you are dealing with people's most expensive assets. And what is your email? xyzrealtor@yahoo.com. Now that we've got that done and over with, let me show you what I was working on today. And this is the part where I wasn't sure whether I should share it with you, not because you may not enjoy it, but maybe because it's just so darn boring what I was working on. As my brain thinks, what content should I create today? My own little voice in the back of my head, just hit record and record what you're doing. And you're like, stop it, stop it. I'm gonna show you my YouTube channel. And that is part of the visual branding. Right now, of course, in 2019, I started my new venture and branding is part of that. I focused, what's right now, January 14th. So for the first couple of weeks, I really focused on messaging branding. But of course, I have to go back and tweak and fix and finalize the image branding. So for example, where's that sheet of paper? This right here. So you can see the branding in this. It's navy blue. It looks consistent. There aren't too many colors. Even the name, Tribe Agent. Okay, weirdest thing just happened. I turned the camera over to show you my screen and see one of these cards here? This guy right there, it stopped working and the camera just turned off. I guess that will teach me a lesson to make sure I double check the card before I hit record to make sure I have space on it to shoot the next video. let's go back to my YouTube screen. Okay, so see how everything on my YouTube channel right now is kind of what I call mishmash. This thumbnail has a different color than this one. This one's got some text in it, then it's back to this weird hue looking thing. So you can see how it's kind of all over the place. And this is complete opposite to what you should be doing. However, it's like that on purpose because I was testing out which thumbnail I like. And I think I'm gonna go with the one on the very left here. So now I have to go back and rebrand everything. This was season 1 and 2, and so I stayed consistent throughout with the white letters on the red background. So you can see how it's pretty consistent throughout. When it comes to visual branding, you have to make everything look consistent. Can you imagine driving up to the McDonald's that we all know are the Golden Arches, and let's say you went to a country that you weren't familiar with, and you asked somebody, where's the closest McDonald's? And they say, oh, you just go up the street 1 block, turn right, and you will see it right there. So you get in your car, you go down 1 block, you turn to the right, and you drive up to something that kind of looks like McDonald's. The Golden Arches, they're not gold, they're purple. And the yellow McDonald's logo, well, it's not yellow, it's green. And so even though it does say McDonald's, and even though the arches are there, your brain will think there's something wrong because now you're questioning the company. Not like, hey, I'm questioning the company, but your brain will start to question, am I in the right place? Will they serve Big Macs? Am I gonna get a purple Big Mac? Chances are you're just gonna keep driving because your brain didn't make the connection. One of the things that you should have full control over is your branding. I remember back in the day when I would actually advertise in a local paper, because when I got into real estate, the internet was just a baby at that point in time. So majority of the advertising that we did as agents back then was print ads. Shortly thereafter, I stopped all print ads and everything 100% was online. There was no point to any print ads. It was really expensive and the ROI just wasn't there. Here's what happened, and I made the mistake and I didn't even know it. You know, it's funny thinking about the stuff that I did back then, because you don't know what you don't know. I had a listing that I wanted to sell. So I would take all the information from that listing, I'd sit down with the seller, and of course you create an MLS data sheet. So you fill out the documentation, I would get a photographer, they would snap the pictures, they would email me the link. And so now I had everything I needed to market that property. I would take that information and I would send it to the marketing department so they can create a set of feature sheets that I can now leave at the house. Then I would take that information and I would email it to the local newspaper so they can put an ad in the local paper. Now here's a question I have. Do you think that my marketing department and the newspaper ever spoke to each other to make sure my branding, my messaging was consistent? Yeah, no, that didn't happen. I would send the same information to multiple different companies and marketing departments, and it all came back to me and it was all different. My branding looked different in the newspaper. My branding looked different on all the feature sheets. They all look different from house to house to house. You can guess which email I used on every piece of my marketing that the public saw. Oh yeah, I think back then I used my internet service provider's email. I don't know what I was thinking back then. Can you see what I'm talking about now? I mean, it's just the consistency of branding is really important, but just make sure that you don't focus 100% of your efforts into the image branding in the beginning. Your primary focus should be just to get content out, your marketing out, because it's the actual messaging that's more important, truthfully, than the actual imaging. But I figure since that's what I was working on today, I just wanted to vlog about it. My wife keeps texting me. So that's kind of what I'm up to today. So the main message, if there's a takeaway from today, if I can teach you anything from my own failures in history, and since we're talking about visual branding, make sure your stuff is consistent and don't use a Gmail email. Be like a McDonald's. They have their standards of image. And you're not gonna see green arches or purple arches. They're always gonna remain the golden arches with the yellow McDonald's. I think it's still yellow. Capiche? Do we understand each other? Good. So how about tomorrow, same time, same place, you and I will have another chat? Bob, you're kind of quiet in the corner today. Bob's been a little quiet today. All right, so we'll chat tomorrow. Bye. Okay, so here's something really funny. I finished shooting this vlog, but I forgot to show you what I use, what tools I use to actually create my branding, and it's super easy, and I'm sure you've heard of it. Canva. I've got it right behind me, and I'm actually putting together my new YouTube thumbnails with it to kind of keep, again, the image branding consistent, the colors consistent throughout every single platform. You hearing me? Okay, so check this out. So here's what I started working on today. Let me zoom it out so you could see how the branding is the same. The season and the vlog number on the top right, then you've got kind of, not the title of the vlog, but if you just skim it very quickly, you can kind of see what it is, and it's consistent throughout everything. Does that make sense? So essentially, I am going to be creating new branding, new thumbnails, I should say, for my YouTube channel. So it's consistent throughout the platform. And then when you look at my content, doesn't matter which platform, your brain isn't gonna think, oh, shouldn't those golden arches be yellow? Or is it golden arches?